Assalamu alaikum and greetings to you all. This is Sabina Victor, and today I am here to present the last bite-sized session, and the title is Effective Time Management for Teachers and Educators. Now, time management is a crucial skill that needs to be mastered by any professional in their field of work. It uplifts individuals in their professional and personal lives and gives them the recognition for being timely and reliable. Now, in today's presentation, I will be discussing about the significance of time management and how you can utilize and manage time effectively. Now, if you are in the field of education, this session is meant for you. Moving on. Now, this is a brief introduction about myself. I'm the CEO of Impart Learning to Excel and Grow. I'm an educationist with 22 years of experience in the education field. I'm an experienced teacher trainer with certifications from International Internship University India, UNESCO, MGIEP, Teach and Seek. Currently, I'm working as a lead trainer for a teacher training project in Interior Sindh by Sindh Education Foundation, popularly known as SEF. Then I have been a recipient of international awards. This year, I have received two international awards. The first one is International Excellence Award by Global Education Network, and the second is a Teacher Gratitude Award by International Internship University, India. Presently, I'm representing Pakistan at international educational platforms such as Global Forum for Teacher Educators, Global Education Network, and Relo Pakistan, which is a public affairs section of US Embassy, Islamabad. Moving on. Now, I come to an icebreaker activity for all of you, and I would appreciate if you could write your response, type your responses in WhatsApp or on YouTube comments. All right. So I have a question, two questions for you. That is, how do you spend your time, and highlight common time management challenges? All right. And I am looking forward to reading your responses. So moving on. Now, there are some common time management challenges for teachers. The first one is overloaded schedule. Now, you see, the schedules which the teachers and educators have, it is pretty challenging. It has a variety of tasks which they have to complete for the day, such as managing the teaching, that is teaching, then assessing or grading students, then attending staff meetings. Then there are some administrative tasks. If you are an educator, then you have administrative tasks such as supervision, then is conducting staff meetings, and is budget meetings for finance, then planning out what you can say activities for the entire educational institutions, etc., etc. All right. Then another challenge is interruptions and unplanned events. So teachers and educators also face teachers face challenges over here related to interruptions. It can be a student crisis. Maybe a student is facing some issues for which the teacher has to give his or her time. Then there are unscheduled meetings. The unscheduled meetings can be emergency meetings, which require the prompt presence of the teachers. Then they can also be technical issues. So if the teachers conducting an online class, or maybe the teacher is carrying out, is conducting a presentation for the students, and there are some technical issues. Maybe the internet is slow, or maybe the presentation is not working on a certain projector due to what you can say faulty projectors. That can also be, a challenge, challenge for the teachers. Then is procrastination. Now, procrastination is a habit of delaying your work. All right. Now, for teachers, no task is something which can be considered as unimportant. You cannot say that this work is not important. So, if a certain teacher delays a certain task, such as a test is taken, and then you don't want to check the papers of the students, and you keep telling yourself, I will do it tomorrow, I will do it tomorrow, and that tomorrow only never comes. And maybe you have a lesson planning task, and then you tell yourself, oh, I'll do it, it doesn't take so long, I am pro at it, and then I'll do it tomorrow, and that tomorrow doesn't come. So you see, the constant habit of delaying the work is known as procrastination, which comes from the word procrastinate. Then work life balance. Then you see, when teachers when they don't manage their time well, it causes another challenge. Now, when you are unable to manage time, teachers then tend to take the task at home, which then affects their personal life. Okay. And but if you see, generally teachers are overburdened with tasks such as checking of papers, planning of lessons. And if they don't get time in the school or in their educational institutions, then they have no other choice but then to take it at home and to ensure that the work gets completed. All right. And also late sitting. Late sitting is also, one of people think that late sitting is something very good. Late sitting is not good at all. It means that you have not been able to manage your time effectively. Because if you had to manage time effectively, you wouldn't keep your teachers or staff after the after the scheduled time which is given to them. So see, avoid late sittings. Okay. So I come to now the topic on time management. Now, time management means the ability to organize and plan how you divide your time between certain activities. It helps you to separate tasks and to finish them according to an allocated time frame. You work on separate tasks wisely and never lose focus. Now, this results in getting more things done um, in less time, even when time is tight and there is high work pressure. Now, failing to manage your time damages your effectiveness and causes stress. It impacts your job performance because you are unable to meet deadlines and finish a specific task or reach up to your principals or the upper management's expectations. So ensure that you meet deadlines and work wisely. And here I would like to quote a very famous idiom, that is, time and tide waits for no man, which means that we cannot we cannot uh, keep passing our time doing without doing any important work, but we should utilize it to get the work done and not delay doing things. All right. At the same time, I would like to also highlight that the objective of time management is to maximize the time to spend on specific tasks and to help you to achieve your goals faster. Moving on. Now, your role as a teacher or educator and the importance of time. Now, you see, teachers and educators, the word teacher may seem, of 7 letters, but that 7 letters word has a lot of duties attached with it. I have just highlighted a few duties over here, such as planning lessons and its execution, then is grading, assessing students, then classroom management, in which you not only just make sure that the class is kept in, under control or in discipline, but you also deal with, with what you can say, the students who tend to disrupt your class. Then you also look forward to your student support. Then you are responsible for planning of extracurricular activities. Then, if you are an educator, then you have duties such as related to giving lectures to your students, whether it's the college or university. Then you attend staff meetings. And if you are in the managerial position, then you have to also, attend the staff meeting, then is conduct budget meetings, then is you meet parents, you supervise, if you're teachers and educators, you supervise your classroom. If you're in the managerial position, then you supervise the entire educational institution. Then teachers and educators are also faced with a very important task, which is attending workshops or professional development courses. And then there are also, there are some educational institutions or schools which have teachers also they are made to do duties such as break duties, after school duties, then is assembly duties, conductor morning assemblies, etc. So you see, the list goes on and on and on. But then you need to see your role and you need to manage the time accordingly. And when you manage the time accordingly, it plays a very crucial role in your life, especially in professional life, because it will lead to less stress. Because when you allot a certain time to do a certain task and complete it, you will feel less stressed out or less burned out. It will also help to, balance your work and personal life. It will also give you more time freedom. Now, time freedom means that when you organize yourself by giving certain time to complete certain tasks on your priority list, you have ample of time to also plan and to work for the future. At the same time, it also helps to improve your focus. It also, brings out, you are able to do work more productively, utilize your time productively. You realize the importance of time. You know that the time which you are using is not to be wasted. Also, when you realize the importance of time and you use wisely, you will avoid the word procrastination. You will try to ensure that you do not delay a certain work, especially important ones or urgent ones, and you will try to do them as soon as possible. It also, causes less distraction. It makes you feel energized, and you have ample of time to think, to plan. If you're given a certain task, maybe by the upper management to do some extra tasks, you do then have certain time to complete that as well as to plan for the future. All right, so that is why time management is very important in your professional life. Okay. Next I come to is the strategies for effective time management. And the first one is prioritizing with Eisenhower matrix. Now, the Eisenhower matrix is a way to organize tasks by using therefore urgency and important so that you can prioritize your most important work. Now, the name has been derived from Dwight D. Eisenhower, who was the 34th president of the US and a five-star general of World War II. In 1954, in his speech, Eisenhower said, and I quote, I have two kinds of problems, the urgent and important. The urgent are not important, and the important are not urgent. Now, the Eisenhower matrix tool divides the task into four boxes. You can see on your screen the four boxes. The first one is the task that you will do first, which comes under urgent. Then is under not urgent comes the schedule. That is the task you will schedule later. That is why it is known as not urgent. Number three comes delegate. Okay. Which now these are those tasks which you need to get done, but it does not require your expertise. But in order to complete, but you can give this task to someone else to complete on your behalf. Okay. And then comes the task which you need, which you will delete. All right. Now there are some tasks which distract you from your what you can say your major work. Okay. So you will remove the unnecessary tasks or delete them. Okay, because it has no value. Now, Stephen Covey, the author of The Seven Habits of Highly Effective People, used Eisenhower's words and to develop the popular task management tool known as the Eisenhower matrix. Okay. Now, I come to urgent and important tasks. Now, the difference between the two terms is crucial. Now, urgent task requires your immediate attention. When something is urgent, it means that it must be done now. Now, these tasks cannot be avoided, and if you delay them, it would make you experience stress or burnout. Now, examples, I'm just giving you general examples, such as finishing a project with a last minute due date, then is fixing a drain pipe in your house. Then important tasks. Now, these tasks don't require immediate attention, but can improve to achieve your long-term goals. Now, these are less urgent tasks, but it does not mean that they don't matter. You need to do them. In fact, it requires your thorough planning to do them. And when there is thorough planning, it means that you need to use your resources effectively. Now, examples are planning a long-term project. Number two example is regular chores and maintenance projects. Okay. Now, I'll give you a very concrete example, another concrete example of the Eisenhower matrix, which is a scenario. Now you are planning for an upcoming week and you have several tasks in your to-do list, including grading, planning next week's lessons, then is attending a parent-teacher conference and responding to emails. Now, how will you do all these tasks according to the Eisenhower's matrix? Okay, the four squares which I showed you. Let's see what you should do. Now, number one, your urgent and important ones. According to the scenario, you would be doing your grading assignments that must be returned tomorrow. Number two is important but not urgent, which means planning lessons for the next week. Now, focus here to avoid the last minute pressure. Don't keep your lesson planning for the last minute, because if you do, it will cause you a lot of stress and you will not be able to come up with the best, activities and strategies for your students. So why should they suffer because of you? Number three, urgent but not important. Then responding to non-urgent email from a colleague. It can be given to someone else, to do the task. You can give this task to someone else to reply on your behalf. Okay. Or it can be delayed. Then what is not urgent and not important, that is checking social media. You see, it's not important to check social media, so you can delete it. All right. And you can avoid it till your till your upper these tasks are not completed. Okay. So I hope you understand now how you as a teacher or educator can use Eisenhower matrix. Okay. Next I come to is time blocking. Now, time blocking is a time management method where you divide your day into blocks of time, and each block is dedicated to a specific task or a group of tasks. Now, how do you use time block? Number one is allocate a specific time blocks for planning, grading, and student interaction. Number two, protect certain blocks for deep work. That means the work which is very important, or it requires more time. Okay. And you need less interruption for that. Okay. So you need to even have some time for such tasks also. Okay. Now, how you can use time blocking, I will be telling you right now. Now, there is a scenario where you need time to plan your lessons, grade assignments, and meet with students. But you see you're facing constant interruption, which is affecting this time. So what you should do in such scenario, I will tell you. Now, your strategies. Now, this is how you plan your time by blocking the time. Morning block, that is 8 o'clock till 10 o'clock, you keep it for planning your lesson. Then is late morning from 10:30 to 12 o'clock, you keep it for grading and student feedback. Number three, afternoon block from 2 o'clock to 3 o'clock, that is you meet with the students or their parents. Now, using time blocks protects your most important task from interruptions, ensuring they get done efficiently. That's the message. And this is how you block your time. All right. So do practice this. Use this tip. Eisenhower matrix and time blocking. Now, there are other strategies. Next, I come to is batch processing. I never knew that I was doing batch processing till I got to know from the definition. Sorry for the interruption. Now, it's a now it's a terminology used in computer science, but here batch processing means a technique where you group similar tasks together and work on them. And what tasks you can do together, such as grading papers, responding to emails, then is planning lessons to improve efficiency. I use batch processing for checking my literature papers. What I used to do is I used to grade paper, students' papers question by question. Like question number one, all 35 students' papers, question number one, I used to check all together. Then I used to move on to the second question, third question, reference to the context, etc., etc. So I have been using batch processing, and believe me or not, it has been quite effective in managing my time. All right. Next, I come to is how you can use it. Okay, a scenario. You have 30 students assignment to grade and 20 parents email to respond. Now, doing each task in random order feels overwhelming and inefficient. All right. So how are you going to do all this? Now, I will tell you. Now, you need to set 2 hours and focus entirely on grading. That is checking the students' papers. Grade one question or a section at a time across all papers. That's what I used to do. and then spend 30 minutes responding to emails in one go. Okay. Now, grouping similar tasks reduces the mental effort needed to switch between two different types of work, increasing your efficiency. Mind you, I used to feel relaxed when I used to check, one question at a time. Question one, all 35 students done. Question two, I checked of all 35 students, I used to feel relaxed. And it also helped me to memorize, I knew the answer, but it also helped me to check the papers more efficiently. Okay. Now, then comes to the tools for time management. And the first tool is your Google Calendar. Something which is there in your laptops, your computers, and your cell phones. Try using Google Calendar for scheduling your meetings, for keeping a certain slot for paper grading, planning your lessons or activities. You can use this for blocking time, for your planning, and for your self care. I use Google Calendar. Like when I have to plan out for Impart, I use Google Calendar. I always have a look and I see that which date I have to conduct what session. Yes, the dates sometimes do alter because of emergencies, but I'm able to complete my task. That is the best part. So try using Google Calendar, and even if you're doing a good job. Next, I come to is the Pomodoro Technique. Now, I'm so sorry for this interruption. The Pomodoro Technique is a time management method in which you do focused work during 25 minutes. And in the Pomodoro, you can only take 5 minutes. Okay. Now, this has many benefits, such as it improves your focus, it minimizes distractions, it prevents burnout, and it also boosts your motivation. Okay. Now, the Pomodoro technique actually was invented by Francisco Cirillo, a university student in the late 1980s. Like many students with assignments and intense study schedule, Cirillo struggled to complete tasks without feeling burned out. Now, he challenged himself to just focus and work for 10 minutes. And to remain committed to the task, he used a tomato shaped kitchen timer. In the 1980s, there was a very popular tomato shaped kitchen timer, which was often used, in those times. Nowadays, there are various timers in various shapes. So you can use those, okay, if you want to practice Pomodoro. Now, the Pomodoro technique, in this way, when he challenged himself for 10 minutes and he kept a certain timer and the timer rang after 10 minutes. So he used to take a break of 5 minutes and then go back to his task. So it worked out well for him and it helped him to complete all his assignments and his intense study schedule. Now, how you're going to use the Pomodoro technique? Now, for the Pomodoro technique, you need to make sure you have your to-do list ready and you need to have a timer. Okay. I don't expect you to use a tomato shaped timer, but you can take any shape timer and use it. Even your cell phone has a timer, you can use that. All right. Then is set your timer for 25 minutes. Okay. Second task is set your timer for 25 minutes and then focus on that task until the timer rings. Okay? Do not leave your task before the ringing of the timer. Okay? Number 3, when your session ends, that is when your 25 minutes ends, mark off on your to-do list that you have completed one task. Okay? And you record what you have completed. Then the fourth step is you enjoy your 5 minutes break. And then in the fifth step, you repeat the process. Okay. Obviously you start off with the 5 minutes break, but then if you have a list, your to-do list has other tasks, then you give yourself 15 to 20 minutes break. Okay, because you deserve it, because you are in the process of completing maybe 3 tasks in your to-do list, so you need to give yourself then later on 15 to 20 minutes break so that you can focus for the next task. Okay, moving on, I come to is your to-do list. Now you need to even prepare your to-do list, which I usually have this to do. I usually do this. In this, you can have your daily, weekly tasks being planned out, what you need to do for the day, for the week, all your important duties, okay, and which you feel are very important. And if you don't do it, then obviously it will lead to a lot of mismanagement of time. So have your to-do list ready. Now, there is a book by Stephen Covey, that is the 7 Habits of Highly Effective People, which I recommend you to read further, because the Eisenhower matrix was used, was created by Stephen Covey using Dwight D. Eisenhower's words. So read this book, and even if you have read, you will know the importance of time and how to manage your time. All right. So in today's session, I discussed about the challenges of time management. Then is what is time management, the important your role as a teacher and educator, the importance of using time management for planning. Then I also shared various tips of how you can use time management in your professional and personal lives. You can use the Eisenhower matrix, you can use time blocking, you can use batch processing, and as well as you can make use, if you want a simple way to carry out your time management, just use your Google Calendar. You can even write your to-do list in which you prioritize your tasks. All right. Then you can also use your, the previous one was, yes, the to-do list. Okay. So you can have these techniques, and you can also read a lot about time management. And I just gave you one example, that is the 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. I hope you have found today's session quite helpful, useful. You see, I am that type of person who does not like to share irrelevant information. I like to stick to the point. Okay. So I hope you practice any one time management technique. And even if you do, please do share it with me and let me know how it turned out for you. Because you see, when you try out techniques, it makes me happy. Okay. I wish you all the best for your future endeavors. Till then, take good care of yourself. Goodbye and Allah Hafiz.